a meeting. All comments should address a matter related to Poquoson Public Schools. The school board will not hear public comment that involves an individual student-related matter, the disclosure of which would violate applicable confidentiality requirements. The school board expects that each speaker will be courteous, modeling for our students how one can respectfully disagree with others' views. Speakers will address their comments to the entire board and not to one individual board member, nor to the superintendent, a staff member, or the audience. Speakers are encouraged not to engage in personal attacks. Speakers will present their comments from the podium, and to follow school board policy, time allotted speakers shall be 3 minutes.
Hello, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Sherry Dykstra. I wasn't planning on speaking, but since you all did talk about the broadcasting of the work sessions, and I was vocal about that months ago, I did want to thank you tonight for, it sounds like you guys are going to go live, and we're going to compensate the wonderful women back there, so I really do appreciate it. There was just a couple more things I'll just add. Odyssey of the Mind, I actually have a child that's on the middle school team. This is his second year. He's one of the builders this year, and it is truly amazing. Norman Rimchuk, I just can't say enough the details. He wants to make sure the kids' doors are decorated next week. I mean, I was just talking to Madam Chair about that because she also has a child that's on the middle school team, but it's just an exciting experience, and I wish we had 100 more Norman Rimchucks because he doesn't have any children in the school system anymore, and just the time he puts in, I just personally, I can't thank him enough. And just one more thing about the gym floor. This is the first I've heard. I knew it was going to be replaced, but just being a native of Poquoson and a high school graduate of here, if we can keep it old school and keep that logo, not go with anything new, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, I just wanted to add that. Thank you so much for all of your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Burbidge, would you like to read the consent agenda?
Yes. For tonight's consent agenda, approval of financial reports, authorization to change appropriation and to accept and expend funds in accordance with attached request. We're separating approval of personnel action, approval of minutes for April's regular meeting, approval to dispose of surplus property, approval to authorize the superintendent to sign a contract for third-party administration services with the Pierce Group.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
So any of the equipment, like the boilers and chillers and stuff like that, can those be auctioned off, or something like that? Are they salvageable in any way?
Our boilers and chillers, when they go replaced?
In
Yeah.
the surplus?
Yes, anything that's of value, we're required to offer through surplus. That's part of our ordinance. So anything that has a value will be surplused. There's a whole process of how that happens, how it's advertised, and I can't tell you off the top of my head what the value, if there is any, of the boilers when they're removed, but if it has value, we have to surplus it.
So like the weights and everything else, I guess, will that get posted? Because
It's posted. There's a process. Dr. Ratliff can tell you the details, but we have a policy about surplus distribution and how that happens. It's advertised for a certain amount of time, and we can't discard anything that's bought with public funds until it's been surplus. And it's an auction.
After it is approved for surplus, we can put it up for auction. If it
Auction.
doesn't sell, we would think it.
Right. There's a time frame. There's a whole process of how long that happens.
Ms. Brown, will you please call for the vote?
Vice Chair Burbidge,
Aye.
Mr. Childress,
aye.
Mr. DeBose,
Aye.
Dr. Goodale,
Aye.
Mr. Ingram,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Aye.
Chair Martin. Motion passes, vote is 7-0.
Thank you. And we moved the approval of the personnel action to other matters for consideration. Is there a motion to approve the personnel action?
I make a motion to approve the personnel action.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'll just note, if it's appropriate, that I do plan to abstain due to a immediate family member that is included on the support personnel reappointment list.
Thank you. Ms. Brown, would you please call for the vote?
Vice Chair Burbidge,
Aye.
Mr. Childress,
Aye.
Mr. DeBose,
Abstain due to a conflict of interest.
Dr. Goodale,
Aye.
Mr. Ingram,
Aye.
Ms. Jones,
Abstain.
Chair Martin.
Aye.
Motion passes. Vote is 5 to 2 abstention, 5-0 2 abstention.
Thank you. All right, we're going to start with our communication and other matters by school board and/or superintendent. And we'll start with you, Mr. Ingram.
Yeah, I want to congratulate Ms. Sizemore for Senior of the Month, and good luck to the soccer team tonight. Good luck to Odyssey of the Minds, and I want to congratulate Miss Wendy Green for being recognized. And if I may, I want to read something, please. Madam Chair, I would like to take this opportunity to inform the board and the public I will not be seeking reappointment at this time. I have prayed over this decision and discussed this with my family. My morals and values that my parents and my church instilled in me conflict with some of the decisions I must make while seated at this dais. When it comes to this position, I take it seriously. When the law states schools must keep doors open and has no relation to masking, then we were advised to mask. I was embarrassed after finding out the word mask was not included in the law we said we would follow. When a law states nothing is to interrupt the 4 core subjects, yet the board approved the opposite, I cannot be a part of reducing the educational experience of the students in this division. When the chair goes above the statutory authority and rules of order and asks for an alternative motion or a substitute motion, and adds words to a motion, thus changing the motion's direction, there can never be any order to a meeting. The countless hours of research and attempts to contact organizations as part of due diligence so I can make an informed decision, only to be told I have no authority to do so or not receive a reply from programs at all. Let me forewarn this board and future boards. These educational programs do not care if you're responsible for final decisions of the school district. It is your job and legal duty to dig and find the answers. If a policy does not reflect law, stand against it, because you have no authority to enact a policy unless the General Assembly, according to Dillon's rule, gives you that authority. I will be the first to admit it is an uncomfortable situation, but fighting for the rights of the students in this school division is more important than status or worrying about who's your friend. True friends will stand beside you. You are in charge of charting the course for the future of Poquoson and our country. To City Council, I would like to thank you for entrusting me of being a trustee of the school division, not once but twice. I enjoyed the joint sessions and sidebars after the meetings. My wish is to fade off into the sunset and finish out this appointment. In a few years, or if things change between now and May 28th, I may seek a new appointment, or who knows, the board may be elected by that time. To the teachers and staff, thank you to the ones who contacted me. I tried to be a voice of reason for you whenever you asked. I am sorry I cannot convince the majority of what the teachers wanted and needed. I would also like to thank the ones that criticized me and critiqued me. Without criticism, there can be no refinement or lessons learned. I wish all our teachers and staff much luck and success. To the parents, thank you for your support, telephone calls, and kind words. It is very difficult to find a balance between parents and teachers in 6 unique thought processes of board members. My only goal was to bring back traditional learning, not introduce transformative learning. Whenever a topic came up in a work session, the first thing I would ask, why can we not do it the way we were taught in school? Now, some of our schools utilize transformative learning theory that is interwoven with social and emotional learning the district has recently subscribed to via majority vote. To the students, when in school, my parents told me my job was to learn and have fun. I am now passing that bit of wisdom to you. Be kind to your teachers and respect them. Remember, respect is earned, not given. Your teachers are gifting you with the knowledge needed to succeed. With that, teachers have already earned the respect. Always remember the saying, knowledge is power. The most powerful tool you can possess is knowledge. While in school, your teacher is sharing knowledge with you. It is your job to go above and beyond to expand your learning outside the walls of the classroom. Lastly, students, treat others as you would want to be treated. If you're kind to people, people will be kind to you. If you're a bully or disrespectful, people will bully you or be disrespectful to you. The real world is not some fantasy. You will learn this with age. And finally, to my family, I would like to thank you for supporting my decision to be on the school board. The long nights and reading research articles and comparative analysis of different learning techniques until 3 a.m. is over now. Now it is time we focus on one another and our walk with God. Thank you.
Dr. Goodell?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Graydon, congratulate Graydon, the Student of the Month. Also recognize the schools, the SOLs. We're in the home stretch, only a couple more days. The Poquoson Education Foundation for their generous support of the Odyssey of the Mind, and best of luck to those teams out in the world teams. And 14 days of school left, so I know there's some excited students and teachers. And Teacher Appreciation Week, again, we appreciate everything you do.
Mr. Childress?
I think everything's already been said. I would like to congratulate Odyssey of Mine, and hopefully they keep going on so we can keep congratulating them. The PEF for helping with their donations through our schools. Student of the Month, Ms. Sizemore, and all the teachers for a great year. Like you said, 2 more weeks hopefully, and then y'all can have the break and start looking forward to next year.
Ms. Jones?
Echo the same. Congratulations to Ms. Sizemore, as well as our teacher, Ms. Green, on her worthy recognition as well. Best of luck to all of our OM teams in Iowa next week, and a thank you to the PEF for their very generous contribution. What an awesome thing to support. And also just wishing our Poquoson High School juniors, seniors, and their guests a safe and wonderful time at prom this weekend. And an early and advanced thank you to the PTO and after prom committee. I can't imagine the work that goes into planning an after prom. And I guess I will see it in the years to come, but I'm not there yet, just observing from the outside. And thank you for all you have done and for all you will continue to do through this weekend to make that very worthwhile event a tremendous success. I know it will be.
Mr. DeBose?
As typical, echo everybody else's comments regarding all of the recognitions throughout the schools. I do want to thank Ms. Brown for the comments she made earlier regarding teachers and students, the connection that teachers and students have. It was actually very appropriate. Some of you may know that we lost a very dear teacher yesterday. Ms. Godden passed away. For those that know her, she was one of those teachers. So, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Burbidge?
Yes, I'd like to thank Ms. Sizemore, or congratulate Ms. Sizemore and the Student of the Month. Ms. Sizemore was my son's first grade teacher at the primary school years ago. I'd also like to thank Wendy Green and her recognition as one of the top reading specialists in the state. Mr. Lawson and the work that he's done with our middle school jazz band. And just reiterating the work that Mr. Rimchuk has done with Odyssey of Mind, and I hope that they have a successful competition in Iowa. It's a long way to go, but I'm sure they'll do well. And also I'd like to congratulate all the teachers and staff that have been working through assessments the last couple of weeks and continuing week, I guess. I know it's a lot of work, but my son, it was a smooth week, so they're doing a great job. Thank you.
And for me, I will echo the sentiments of the board and thank Mr. Ingram for his service to the community and the school board. We appreciate that and your time for sure. Want to say thanks to Mr. Remchuk. My child is also on the middle school OM team, and looking forward to my first experience at OM Worlds. I hear it's going to be great, but I don't know about Ames, Iowa, y'all. But I'm going to find the world's largest concrete gnome while I'm there. I'm going to take her with me. I'll take Miss Dykstra with me. I also would like to reiterate the thanks for Mr. Lawson and the jazz band. I heard that not only did they get the superior rating, but that they blew it out of the water, and they said it was by hands down the best performance. And even some of my own jazz band were kind of they were almost better than we were at the high school. So I think that's a testament to what we have in our schools, and it's just one example, but it's one example that I know really well, and I think it's just an example of how great we are and can be. I also would like to thank Dr. Ratliff. I know the work that goes behind a flood in a facility. We have them frequently too, especially when there's construction going on. So I can only imagine all of the mitigation that had to go into that, and phone calls and after hours work. So appreciate that work as well. So thank you.
Ditto, all of that. I echo, I think everyone's been thanked and congratulated, all well-deserved. I do want to reiterate a thank you to our staff. This is a challenging time of the year, exciting time, but as you saw in Ms. Brown's presentation, there's all the work during the day, and then there's something every night, which is exciting, fun, but it's also a busy time. So thank you, 14 and a half days to go. Keep up the good work, and we appreciate very much all that you do.
Any other material for board review? All right, then we stand adjourned. Thank you. We're going in.